Bridget Jones, Mad About the Boy is directed by Michael Morris and is the fourth installment in the Bridget Jones franchise. In this film, Bridget is dealing with an incredibly hectic life. She's dealing with grief, parenting, love, a new job. Bridget must find ways to balance all of these things while staying true to herself. Going into Bridget Jones 4, I didn't really have high expectations. I thought it could be fun, but nothing more than that. In terms of my experience with this franchise, I like Bridget Jones's Diary. I haven't seen the second one, and I saw the third one when it came out like 9 years ago. I have a review for it on this channel, and for some reason, I had an incredible hatred towards it. I haven't seen it since, but I do feel like if I were to rewatch it, I would like it more. Firstly, let's talk about the cast. This is Renée Zellweger's role. She slips back into it with such ease. She is so charming as Bridget. I genuinely don't think anyone else could play this character. She's so funny, but she also balances the emotion of it really well, which I will get onto in a bit. Hugh Grant is back, and he's not in a ton of the movie, but when he is in the movie, he is so entertaining to watch, as per usual. He's Hugh Grant, and also he's in the best run of his career at the moment. Like, if he got an Oscar nomination for his performance in Heretic, I wouldn't have been mad. Also, I really enjoyed Chiwetel Ejiofor's presence in this movie, and his character has a really interesting character arc as well. So if you're a fan of this franchise, you'll go into this movie expecting it to be funny, and it is. I laughed a ton throughout this movie, way more than I was expecting to. There were genuine moments where I just had this huge grin on my face. There's definitely some pretty edgy humour here, and I really appreciate that. So yeah, great, the humour lands in this movie. But what I was not expecting about Bridget Jones 4 is how emotionally powerful it would be. Because yes, of course, there is romance in this movie, but more than anything else, I would say this is a movie about grief, about how we process grief, how grief can lead us to make certain decisions, and this is the best aspect of the movie in my opinion. It really hooks me, it made me feel for the characters. The opening 20 minutes especially, I was pretty taken aback by some of the things they were doing, in a good way. And I also love how the film isn't just about how Bridget processes grief. There's also a lot in here about how her kids are managing it, and I really appreciated how the film took its time to show those things. I also think Michael Morris's direction here is great. The tone here is perfectly balanced. It can go from comedy to drama in the same scene, but that never feels jarring whatsoever. It feels incredibly seamless. And visually, he does some really interesting things in terms of showing us Bridget's thought process. He does a great job of putting us in her mind. When it comes to issues with this movie, the only ones I really have are pacing related. There are quite a few storylines and characters in this movie, and I do think one or two of them do get a bit glossed over. They probably could have just used a little more time to flesh them out a bit more, and this film can start to feel a tad too long towards the end. I understand some of the things it was doing, but it can feel a bit like, okay, are we coming to an end yet? Oh no, there's more. Okay. We might only be in February, but Bridget Jones' Mad About the Boy is already a contender for most surprising film of the year. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I thought this movie was great. It's entertaining, it's funny, it's moving, and out of the Bridget Jones films I've seen, this is easily the best one. I'm going to give Bridget Jones' Mad About the Boy an A-. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. You guys are awesome. Blu-ray Billy, logging off.